Hey everybody, this is your daily dose of all things royal. Welcome back, my gorgeous good-looking friends. Yesterday's Trooping the Color executed flawlessly with the royal family continuing on with their tradition. It's always a treat to see the royal children on the balcony, but I do think that there could have been more family members representing. However, Boss Baby Louie did not let us down. I'd like to take a moment and say that I really enjoyed watching this Trooping the Color this year together with many of you yesterday on the live and say thank you to all those who chose to spend your time with me. I'm so glad to see that Meghan's pathetic attempt yesterday to steal the spotlight away failed miserably. There's been so much chatter over the last few days, with Spotify finally taking out the trash. As I mentioned in my previous video, Bill Simmons calling these two effing grifters definitely has gone viral and pretty much sums up and represents the attitude now of Hollywood. Meghan Markle and her husband are done in that town. These two are seriously loathed, and no one wants anything to do with Meghan and her degenerate husband. Meghan and Harry can hire the best people in Hollywood to manage their brand and negotiate their deals, but if it's not turning into money, then it will be only a matter of time before WME ends up dropping them. So where do the couple go next? Well, here's what I think, and I'm just sharing my opinion on what I foresee happening in the next 12 to 18 months. Delusional Meghan, the Duchess of Deceit, Division, and Destruction, is in process to get ready to shed her snake skin. What I see, as well as many others of you see, is that Meghan is getting her ducks aligned in a row to take Harry to the cleaners. I was listening to Neil Sean's video yesterday about Meghan's leaked photos. According to him, this recent stage pop walk was Meghan's new agency, WME's idea. Apparently, the angle that they're taking was for Meghan to show she is putting herself out there doing everyday activity like being on the phone and walking out and about. Low maintenance, makeup free, and this celebrities are just like us vibe to diffuse the recent headlines about Spotify dumping Meghan and Harry and being labeled these effing grifters. We're also now seeing Meghan going off in a different direction as this independent, strong woman that doesn't need to do everything with her husband, Harry. I have to disagree with the assessment of the positioning of these latest photos showing Meghan as a vibrant, fresh-faced, middle-aged woman who is ready to take on the better and brighter opportunities that are coming her way, hinting at entering into some kind of political future. As we have now been seeing for a few years now, Meghan doesn't have what it takes to make it in politics because she just does not have the work ethic or the drive. 72 days, I believe it was, as a working royal, and she's been given every opportunity to thrive, and she threw it all away because she's just lazy. Even her father doubted that Meghan was going to be able to follow through with her commitment with Spotify. Who remembers that Thomas Markle opened up a YouTube channel at the very same time Spotify was criticizing Meghan and Harry for the lack of output that they had been generating under this agreement or deal? Here's what he had to say about his little buckaroo.
The executives at Spotify got a little nervous this past week, don't you think?
Yeah, I do, and I think they probably put some pressure on, but I still think they're going to have a problem because I don't think that Meghan will follow through, or it's just my opinion, but so far Meghan and Harry have not completed anything they've started to do.
So her father knew exactly what these streaming giants were in for. Now, if it's true that this is the moving forward strategy for Meghan, then quite frankly, these people look like amateurs. For starters, these photos make Meghan look like nothing but a disheveled, hot mess. This PR stunt would have possibly have worked if it was on a random day that the photos were leaked and came from a random unsuspecting source. However, shame on the Daily Mail for colluding with this diabolical witch and dropping these photos during the Trooping the Color and putting her as the top story on their website instead of the king. To me, I found that a little bit disrespectful. Like, explain to me, why is this breaking news for them? The Daily Mail and Meghan both ended up looking stupid, as not many news outlets gave these photos the time of day yesterday. As you can see here, when you did a search for Meghan Markle, those photos don't come up, but instead they talk about Trooping the Color and Spotify ditching these two. Since yesterday's PR stunt backfired, today they're back at it again with pushing out a rumor that Meghan is about to sign with Dior. Quite frankly, I don't believe it, but who knows? WME may be owed a favor. If this turns out to be true, then we all know what is to be expected because Meghan has the reverse Midas touch. And soon enough, Dior will understand what it feels like to be Markled. I could see this being the next Budweiser situation. Just wait for it. So, if Dior was smart, they would stay far away from this woman. This on Reddit in the St. Meghan Markle community had me cracking up. So, Mickleborough had posted the face of Dior. And it says, it may be difficult for Dior to find someone who encapsulates the spirit of the house. So maybe they're looking for someone to front one of their many perfume lines, like Jennifer Lawrence for Joy by Dior, Natalie Portman for Miss Dior, and Charlize Theron for J'adore. Here's one which doesn't seem to have a face. Poison by Dior. So appropriate. Here is an image of Meghan they could use. Windblown hair denotes freedom. There's also this version, Pure Poison, the essence of Meghan. Oh boy. There are some real funny people in that St. Meghan Markle community. If you haven't checked it out, definitely stop on by over there. You guaranteed to have a good time. I mean, game over for Dior if they do sign some type of deal with Meghan. This rumor that's floating around, most likely started by Meghan, is that Dior is about to sign a $20 million contract with her. I say something stinks over in Montecito. Just my opinion. But back to these ridiculous photos for a second. I believe that this PR stunt backfired and did not do what it was intended to do, which was taking attention away from King Charles and gain sympathy for Meghan for being dropped in Hollywood by a major streaming giant. This is 100% a pity play, and Meghan, notorious for always doing these stupid stunts in order to ride off the backs of the PR that the royal family is getting. And yesterday was no different. We all know that she's getting paid for these photos. And we also know that when she pulls these stunts, she's maximizing the opportunity. Let's not forget when King Charles was crowned, she was riding off of the royal family's publicity by leaking these stupid-looking photos. This stupid outfit that she's wearing is like one step away from being mistaken to being a migrant crossing illegally into the state of California after being on foot for days. She looks so dumb. Without fail, whenever Meghan Markle gets bad publicity and is called out for being the fraud that she is, she always deflects with these stupid, superficial pap walks going out shopping, looking like she got a day pass out of the mental institution. I mean, who does this? A better approach would have been to just pass the day and keep a dignified silence. But we all know this woman has no dignity or integrity, which is why this latest attention grab looked so contrived. To make this more palatable, a more appropriate pap walk would have been showing Harry and Meghan with the so-called children that they're holding hostages going out for a little bit of fresh air, looking unbothered. In fact, today would have been the perfect day to do something like this, considering it is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all those wonderful fathers out there. Now, I know that Harry did this to himself with the encouragement of Meghan, the demon, but Yesterday, Harry's family was on a global stage without him for the first time. I can assure you that the public would have been more interested in seeing what he was up to on that day than seeing this manic Meghan trying to appear as if she has places to go and people to see because she's so important. I find it so suspicious that Meghan, and we know that it was Meghan's people, chose the Daily Mail to leak this story to. And the reason why I think this is quite odd is because Harry is suing the Daily Mail. So why are they using a media outlet that they so desperately hate? Could it be that nobody else wanted to take those photos and release them yesterday? I think that's highly possible out of respect for King Charles's official birthday. It's becoming evidently clear that Meghan and Harry are leading separate lives, and when I say leading separate lives, meaning they are not together as man and wife and are trying to make this marriage work. The times when we do see them together, in very rare instances, it's obvious they are designed for publicity purposes only to continue this charade. No one believes their relationship is real. Reports of Harry staying in a hotel now and Marcus coming back into the picture by Meghan's side. We know that drugs and alcohol are present in this marriage, so it's impossible to see this working and be sustainable. It's my opinion, but I think that their relationship is a lie, and it is becoming very difficult to maintain and keep up this facade because it's expensive and it sure looks like they're running out of money, with all these deals turning out to be not what they seem. Many have been suspecting that Meghan is going to divorce Harry soon, possibly this year. Personally, I don't believe so, and here is why. Meghan is with Harry to now fulfill business obligations, which means she's waiting for that payment from Netflix for the series Heart of Invictus that is rumored to be released in the month of August. I believe Netflix will cancel their partnership once this project is complete. There have been many whispers in Hollywood claiming they don't want to work with Meghan because she is allegedly extremely difficult. Factor in that neither Meghan nor Harry have any kind of special talent, and there you have something that's a sinking ship. Also, who wants to work with people that cannot be trusted, in which they have demonstrated time and time again they have zero loyalty for even their family and would sell them out for a couple pieces of silver? You better believe that Meghan, the Hollywood parasite, is going to hold on to Harry for dear life until all these court cases are decided on. She's going to hang around and maintain this facade in the event Harry does win a big payout by either the Sun, Daily Mail, or the Mirror Group. She for sure will not be going anywhere until there is a decision made on locking in their paid security for life and getting that IPP status back to gain that immunity and access to special intelligence of people. Meghan wants that kind of protection because she does not want to have to deal with any of the consequences that could be coming her way, such as that Fugazi Archwell public charity, where it appears that Meghan and Harry are misappropriating funds and using it towards funding personal political endeavors. Getting this internationally protected person's status back would make Meghan immune to prosecution or even jail time in the US if she decides to pick up and leave and go and live elsewhere. America could only be so lucky. Now, if Harry ends up losing all these court cases and ends up getting sued himself, in which that is a very real possibility, Meghan will divorce him in an instant. And her last card that I believe she will play will be to merge those invisible children and another tell-all book under the 4-book deal with Penguin Random House contract they had to fulfill. I honestly believe that because Meghan is so delusional and so twisted in her head, that she would have 2 books ready. One for holding over the royal family's head in case she doesn't get what she wants in a divorce settlement, and the other one a lighter version of what it is that she's going to release to get the rest of that money because she doesn't want to have to give back any of that advance because it probably has already been spent. I also believe that Meghan would rather take the easier route and see to pushing Harry to a point where he decides to unalive himself, if you know what I mean. From my observation and her behavior, Meghan appears to me that she is a malignant, narcissistic sociopath, definitely is a coward. So when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And what a way to do that without damaging her reputation and all her secrets coming out would be the easier thing for Harry to be out of the picture completely. She will do her very best to make sure that Harry never returns back to his family. It's a scary thing to see already the lengths that this woman went to trap him. I can't even imagine the lengths that she's going to go through in order to make sure that even if the relationship is over and done with, she still will not allow him to go back to the life that he once knew, because that life is the same life that Meghan desperately wants to go back to, because she's realizing that she is nothing without this family and everything around her is pretty much collapsing. It's truly unfortunate, but this woman is not going to be going away anytime soon. We're just going to have to deal with her crazy as it continues to come, and keep calling out the lies and propaganda that Meghan is so notoriously famous for. The last point that I'd like to bring up is that if there are real children involved, I do think that Mr. Markle has a case to go to the court, as he said he would do in the past, to get some type of visibility or rights to be able to see them. Now, if Meghan and Harry are both doing drugs and alcohol in the house, that could make the case for Mr. Markle to have visitation rights if those kids are in an environment that's not safe for them. Perhaps maybe that's something he should consider if he's really serious about seeing these children. Many people assume that these kids are fine because Meghan and Harry are wealthy and have money to pay people to look after them. But no one really knows. And really, how much money do Meghan and Harry really have if they have to go to a bike shop and convince them to give them a free bike for their son for their birthday? I don't know about you, but that tells me that you can't afford to even buy your son a bike. Or let's not forget that when they were in New York, they were asking for a discounted rate for the room, possibly even asked to have the room comped because of who they are, and decided that they would go stay with a friend because they didn't want to pay for a hotel room? Something tells me that they're having money problems. So if they're having money problems, who's to say that they have resources to watch those kids? And if Harry is staying at a hotel and she is off walking by herself, then who's at home with those phantom kids? People should be asking more questions about that. But what do you guys think? Do you think I'm off base with how all of this might play out? Definitely leave your thoughts below. And as always, I will be back with more content. But until then, please be safe, and I will talk to you later. Bye.
Such a fraud.